This is Money Guide with Mary Stirk from Stirk Financial Services. Now, here's Mary Stirk.
Welcome to Money Guide with Mary Stirk, and today we're talking about easy tips to start saving today. This also might help you increase your savings, and we're going to get a little techie on you. We're going to talk about some really cool apps that are out there that help people actually automate some of their savings. Now with me today, I have Kelsey Banky. Welcome, Kelsey.
Thank you, Mary.
And we are excited to talk about this. We frequently get requests to talk about how you can increase your savings, how you can help a child or a grandchild get started with savings, or just basically how to make things a little easier in your life. So what we want to talk about, I guess, is what we would say our top three things to do. And this is what they are. Number 1, start it. Number 2, save it. And number 3, automate it. And if you can start it, save it, and automate it, you're going to be on your way to be saving more on a regular basis. Okay, if you do these things and you stick to them, this can add up to more money in your emergency funds or extra investments or more cash set aside for retirement. So whatever stage in life you are, I'm not sure there's any downside to savings.
Not at all. It's always good to have it there because you can always spend it later if you need to.
There you go.
Can't spend it if you didn't save it.
Nobody ever complained about, oh my gosh, I have too much money.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. Starting it. Let's talk about starting it. Kelsey, tell us a little bit about why that maybe is just the hardest thing for people to do.
You know, I love this topic. This is one of my favorite things to talk about is how to save more money and how to be efficient with the money that's coming in and the money that's going out. And it's really hard to get started in savings. I think I'm going to liken this to really hard to starting a workout. Mm-hmm. You have to change your lifestyle to some degree. Now, do you have to change your lifestyle at every moment of the day? No, not necessarily, but what's kind of cool is starting with a few tweaks can make a big difference. And once those tweaks have started to make an impact and you see that impact, then it's easier to make bigger leaps and bounds in going in this direction. But the lifestyle changes and foregoing the immediate satisfaction of spending that money now to save it for future use is a hard mental shift that people have to get through.
It sure is. Savings is one of those life practices that's easy to talk about, but it is much harder to actually do, especially if you're in the middle of, paying down credit card debt or raising a family or paying for college or any number of things that life kind of throws at us. Mm-hmm. Okay, but here's one of the biggest reasons that you want to start it and start it now. If you wait to start your savings and investing, you're missing the tremendous power of compound interest. And the simple fact is time makes money, and even a little bit at a time adds up. Compound interest just means you're making money on the money that your money has made. And anytime you're making money, I think that's a good thing. So getting started is step 1. And we're going to talk about some ways to get started here shortly that makes it really simple and easy for people to do. The second thing is save it. So Kelsey, what's probably the most popular way that people actually save for retirement?
Most popular and easiest way is whatever plan your employer's offering.
Absolutely.
Because you set it up to have it just come out of your paycheck before you ever see it. And then pretty soon you don't even miss it. Because if you didn't see it go in, you don't maybe remember that it went in. But then a few, months, years down the road, you look at your account, you're like, oh yeah, I was doing that. And it's now looking kind of cool. So
and now I have several $1,000s or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars built up. And by golly, I didn't even miss it as it was going in.
And so that's definitely the most probably common way and easy way, because all you have to do is early on, somewhere along the line, you select how much you want coming out of your paycheck, and then you don't have to make a monthly decision to actually do that.
It's done.
If it's something that's coming into your bank account and then you have to turn around and do something to save it, You might still be successful, but usually people that are saving automatically from their paycheck are more successful, because I know as well as everybody, every month it just seems like something else is coming up that you have to pay for, and you might shift that money that you intended to save toward paying for something now that feels like it's a bigger priority.
There will always be something that's a bigger priority than saving for retirement that might be a long way in the future. It is very hard to prioritize that if you already have the cash in hand. So start your employer plan, your 401k, as soon as possible. And if your employer makes a match, then try to put in at least as much as it takes to get their match. That's just free money for you.
Yeah.
So a match means that if you put money in, they'll match it. So if you put in 2%, maybe they'll match it at 1%. Or if you put in 5%, they'll give you another 2.5% or something like that. But whatever their match is, and every plan's different, that's just free money in your account that helps build things faster.
I do a lot of 401k enrollment meetings, and what I like to say about that one is they're giving you a certain percentage extra money beyond your salary just for saving a part of your salary for your future self. So if you can part with just a couple % of your salary into an account that's yours, they will put in extra money for you, and all of that coming together can make a really big impact on your retirement goals and future goals.
Absolutely. All right, our third tip then is automate it. Start it, save it, and automate it. When I'm talking about automating it, I don't mean in your 401k, although that is an automated way of doing it. I'm talking about once you get money, automating having some of it put into an account that is your savings versus maybe the checking account or the account that you live on, that's your revolving money.
I love this option. And this is why I love this option. I'm going to give you my example for my household. My husband gets paid every other week, so 26 paychecks a year. I get paid twice a month, so 24 paychecks a year. And so we've got money coming in at all different times. And so banks nowadays are very convenient. And so I set it up that a certain amount of money comes in the day I get my paychecks, and a certain amount of money gets saved the day his paychecks come in. So every paycheck we're saving a little bit of money, and that's like 4 to 5 times a month. But they have the flexibility that you can set it up that way. And so I encourage people that if you ever have a really hard time saving it in a way that it's coming out as soon as your paycheck's in there. Again, you're not really seeing it, therefore you're not really missing it. And to have some fun with that and really help yourself, help your future self by saving some serious dollars in your savings accounts.
Right, because nobody misses what they don't see in the first place.
Nope.
Now, there are people out there that think, oh, I just need one bank account and I'll know that part of that's my emergency money. And I don't think that works the best way. I think having emergency money or savings set up in a separate account that you know you're not going to touch other than for specific reasons is a smarter way to go.
And know your faults too. I've actually set up my savings account to be in an account that's not connected to my main spending account. So it takes me a couple days. Easily. Yeah, it takes me a couple days to get that. And, when you're really wanting something, if you can wait 3 days to get it, then you still really want it and it was worth that. But it just slows down your purchasing decisions a little bit, which can help a lot of people save money too. So yeah. There's lots of fun. I love this topic. I could talk on it forever.
Well, let's talk about some of the really cool technology pieces that are out there that help people do this and help people do it in an automated way. So, one of the simplest ways to actually start socking cash away is to review your expenses, create a realistic budget, and stick to it. And you can even budget in that monthly amount for savings like Kelsey was just talking about. Now, typically, if you write down your plan, you're more likely to stick to it and to accomplish your goals. But there are 3 specific technology pieces that help from like a budgeting and savings and kind of overall planning type of approach. And I want to talk about them for just a second. So the first one is Mint.com. And that probably is the most well-known one of all of these. I think a lot of people have heard of Mint.
Yeah, it's pretty well known. It's really cool. You can sign up. You put in a lot of your account information. And you can pull in debts that you have, and it reminds you of when you have payments that need to be made. But it's also analyzing the spending that's happening in your in your accounts and helping you see where you're at on your budget. So if you've set a, entertainment budget of $200 a month and you're approaching that, it lets you know where you are at on that goal. And that's really helpful. And I really think, budget is a scary B word that we we say sometimes, and it's not something that people think is a lot of fun, but analyzing your spending is one of the first things that you need to do in order to adjust spending for better savings, because you might not realize, I spent, $1,000 on groceries last month, and that really probably wasn't smart of me, or maybe it made sense. I don't know. Everybody's different, but it's the awareness of where your money's going that is important to adjust where you want your money to go. So the mint.com, and then the next one Mary is getting ready to talk about.
Yeah, the next one is called youneedabudget.com.
More, the slang word for this one is YNAB. I've heard people call it YNAB.
Yeah.
But youneedabudget.com.
And it's also online, and it's an app. So both Mint and youneedabudget.com are websites and an app. And the youneedabudget.com tracks your historical expenses and then helps you create your budget if you haven't done it already. So it's almost like a backwards approach to it. If you don't want to set the budget ahead, you can just track what you have been spending, and it'll kind of budget it out for you to show you what you've been doing. And then you'll know if that's an area that you maybe need to make some changes in. And it also will include some advice on how to help you pay down your debt. So for people who are working on debt reduction, this is a really good one to check out. Now, the last one I want to talk about that's kind of in this grouping is called Level Money. And Level Money is an app, and it also has an accompanying blog. So it's got some more education pieces in it that people can, tap into and begin to learn and self-teach what are the important things to be paying attention to. So not only does it help you follow your budget and analyze your spending, it helps you know if you're utilizing your cash flow efficiently. So their blog, what they say is that Level Money's main purpose is to help you become more able with your finances. I think that's a really interesting phrase for them to use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
If you're more able to handle it, you're more apt to be successful.
Congratulations to Mary Stirk and the team at Stirk Financial for earning a spot on multiple Forbes lists for 7 years running, including 2018 to 2024 Forbes Best in State Wealth Advisors, 2018 to 2021 Forbes Top Women Wealth Advisors, and 2022 to 2024 Forbes Best in State Women, #1 in South Dakota.
Welcome back to Money Guide with Mary Stirk, and today we're talking about easy ways to increase your savings. Now, we started out by saying start it, save it, and automate it as the main theme, but there are some unique apps that are out there that we think are kind of cool for people to look into. So there's one that I've heard about that's called Truebill. Now, Kelsey, tell us a little bit about what Truebill does.
Truebill is helping you look at subscriptions or services and things that you're paying for and look for the ones that you're maybe not using, and then helps you get them canceled and things like that.
Gotcha. So a funny little story I want to inject here is that I have Amazon Prime, which I love. Definitely going to keep paying for that subscription. But my 5-year-old grandson was here a while back, and he really likes Godzilla movies. So he was like flipping around, like we found Godzilla movies, and he was kind of flipping around of what to watch. And some of the Godzilla movies are available for you to watch with Prime, and some of them you have to subscribe to a channel to do. Well, you have to push a series of buttons to get that subscription to be done. Unbeknownst to me, my little 5-year-old pushed enough buttons to subscribe me to some crazy Godzilla channel. It's like $7.99 a month, which isn't the end of the world when it comes to money. But I'm like, what the heck is this charge? When I'm looking at my bill.
Yeah, and $7.99 a month is gonna add up.
It is.
And think on this. This is one that I like the concept of it, because you might get really gung-ho right now about savings and cancel out a bunch of subscriptions. That's usually what happens. And then time goes on and you slowly add them back in, or things accidentally get added. I know one time I went to check my credit report and accidentally signed up for some credit reporting service that I got it every month. And I'm like, I don't really need that for $12.99 a month or whatever it was, you know? So this is trying to help capture the accidents
that you
help
don't
you
use.
make help you make aware of, hey, you got, 5 magazines coming in for subscriptions and I don't have time to even read one, and that's probably not smart either. So but gym memberships, shopping services, now it's the TV services. When you look at, by the time you have Hulu and Amazon and Sling and
Netflix,
all these Netflix and all these things, are you really watching all of them? And they're adding up. So it's helping you look and manage those services to keep your expenses in check.
Truebill says that the average new user saves about $500 a year when they start using them. So that's probably a worthwhile thing to take a look at. Yeah. Another really neat thing that's kind of an interesting savings is there is an app called the Grocery IQ, and there's also one called Savings Star, that before you go do your regular household shopping, you can upload your list to like Grocery IQ, and it will find coupons for the items you're planning to buy. How great is that?
Right? You're already going to buy it. It's something that you have to buy probably because it's, consumable. But helping you find a better, cheaper price for it, I'm all on board for that.
Right. And Savings Star, what they do is they link to various store loyalty cards and offers cash back on frequently purchased national brands.
There's a lot of sites out there like this where you can get, 2, 3, 4%, something more than that back if you just maybe take one extra step. And so I encourage people to really look into these because one that I'm a big fan of during the holidays especially is there's one called Ebates.com, and all you do is you go out to Ebates and you pick the store you're going to shop at anyway if you're doing online shopping, and they'll give you just a certain amount of cash back just for purchasing. So like I type in, let's say Kohl's. Kohl's, I type in, I click shop at Kohl's. It takes me right to the Kohl's website. From there, I do my normal shopping, and then I get a check in the mail for an Ebate rebate on what I spent.
I love when checks in the mail come.
Right. Even if they're $5 or $6, that's still something.
Okay, the next set of apps that we're going to talk about is 5 different apps that are basically all designed to help you personally save more money and using your smartphone to give you that extra nudge. Okay? All right. I guess the first one I want to talk about is called Qapital. And I know that sounds like it's probably spelled with a C, but it's not. It's Qapital, Qapital. And Qapital is an app that allows you to set rules that sets aside a certain amount of savings every time you do a specific thing. Now, it can be that every time you go to Starbucks and buy a cup of coffee, it throws another $2 into your savings account. Or it can link up to your smartphone and say every time you log a workout, it's going to throw $5 into your investment account. So it does all kinds of cool things that based on what you're doing, it's doing things for you to add that extra savings.
I really like this one too. I know I've said that about several of them, but this one, it's one thing to not spend the money. So it's one thing to not pay full price for something or to take the bus and not pay for gas or whatever. But you actually have to transfer that into savings, actual money going to savings for that to be a way to save money. And I think that's, I might be getting confusing here, but, there's one thing is cutting your spending, but then it's also taking the money you aren't spending and getting it saved. And so This is a good way to do that. Every time you're making the right decision, making sure the money that you saved by making that right decision is actually getting logged into the savings account. And
it does it for you. Like it literally will move the money for you. And Qapital has kind of a cool thing that you can also do called the 52-week rule, where basically you can set it over the course of a year. Like week 1, it throws $1 in. Week 2, it's $2. Week 3, it's $3, and on up. And by the end of the year, in this automated way, you have saved a pretty good little chunk of money inside there that can be added to your emergency fund or maybe even start your emergency fund. So, and it's kind of neat because if you save for 37 weeks, you're already up to $1,258. That's a pretty good start on your actual emergency fund if you're just getting started on that.
And a couple bucks a week is a good a slow adjustment into more and more savings.
Right. Think what you could do if you did this every year, right? Okay, so that's Capital. Tip Yourself is an app that is very similar to Capital. So Capital or Tip Yourself, both of them kind of have the same functionality. Another app that's kind of cool is called Acorns. And Acorns rounds your regular everyday purchases up to the nearest dollar and then invests the rounded funds for you. I think that's awesome.
Me too.
Like nobody misses pennies.
No, they just, I heard it actually costs more to make pennies than pennies are actually worth. So this is an awesome one to get rid of the pennies.
There you go. I like it. All right. Another one that we think is neat is called Long Game. And Long Game actually opens a savings account for you, then offers simple games to reward you as you add money to your account. And some of the games, even down the road, can actually get you more cash. So like the more and more that you utilize it, the more and more you're rewarded. And in this day and age where our kids tend to be gamers, or our grandkids are gamers, or maybe you even are listening out there, this whole little idea of having games on your smartphone tied to additional savings, I think is brilliant.
Yes, I love this idea, and I want them to take it a step further. I need to find this. I'm sure it's out there because every time I think of a cool app idea, it's already been done. So if anybody knows of this one, call in and tell me. But I want to reward kids for doing educational activities. So practicing their math skills, doing their spelling words all on your phone, and then pay their little account when they do that. I think that would be awesome, and it would really help kids both save and in their schoolwork. So
it's kind of the same idea like with Capital. You could set that up for your kids, and when they do their chores, they could get their dollar put in their account, for logging their chores. That's a great idea. Okay, the last one that we're going to talk about is called Digit. Digit. What Digit does is it analyzes your spending habits and then automatically sets aside whatever amount it determines that you're able to save. So if you're not disciplined, they'll kind of do it for you. That's kind of a little bit maybe crossing the line of what some people would really want to have happen in their app. But if you're really undisciplined, this might be the right one for you.
Yeah, you never know. That's the beauty of it, is that you can try it out. There's a lot of them. There's something out there that's going to work for you. And this is just a sampling. There's lots and lots and lots of apps out there and tools that are in technology to help you with this goal. So hopefully you find something and you can save a little bit more.
All right. If you would like a list of all the different apps that we talked about today, you are welcome to reach out to our office, and you can contact us through StirkFinancialServices.com and just send us an email that you'd like this list, or you can call our offices if you want to and talk to Kelsey and she'll get you the list. And we just hope that all of these different things that we've mentioned are going to help you save it after you've started it. And then
start it, save it, automate it.
I said it backwards. Start it, save it, automate it. There you go. That's your mantra for the day. All right. Thanks for listening to Money Guide with Mary Stirk.
Stirk Financial Services is celebrating 20 years in 2024. The views expressed are not necessarily the opinion of your audio provider and should not be construed directly or indirectly as an offer to buy or sell any securities or services mentioned herein. Investing is subject to risks, including loss of principal invested. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. No strategy can ensure a profit nor protect against loss. Please note that individual situations can vary. Therefore, the information should only be relied upon when coordinated with individual professional advice. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Insurance offered through Stirk Financial Services, which is not affiliated with Osaic Wealth. Osaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth. The rankings for the Forbes Best in State Wealth Advisors list by Shook Research is based on due diligence meetings to evaluate each advisor qualitatively, a major component of a ranking algorithm that includes client retention, industry experience, review of compliance records, firm nominations, and quantitative criteria, including assets under management and review generated for their firms. The Forbes ranking of America's top women wealth advisors is based on an algorithm of qualitative and quantitative data, rating thousands of wealth advisors with a minimum of 7 years of experience and weighing factors like revenue trends, assets under management, compliance records, industry experience, and best practices learned through telephone and in-person interviews. There is no fee in exchange for rankings. Forbes is a trademark of Forbes Media LLC. All rights reserved. Rankings and recognition from Forbes Shook Research are no guarantee of future investment success and do not ensure that a current or prospective client will experience a higher level of performance results, and such rankings should not be construed as an endorsement of the advisor.